even if you need to hate me, you need me to do it. I'm leaving you behind. Okay? No, you ain't. Tommy, I'm leaving you behind. You can't stop me. No one can fucking stop me.
Congratulations, James.
Losing is a skill. I'm glad you become an expert at it, Rashad.
James.
You know why I outlasted you, Rashad? You know why I took your dream? See, some people know how to win. They always win. See, that's me. No matter what, nothing can stop me from winning. Then some people can never win. That's you. No matter what you a fucking wannabe. You had all the potential, Dre, but at the end of the day, you ain't got the shit to make it work. Man, fuck you! Yeah, fuck me. But you need me, Dre. Like you always do. So I'm gonna save you. Like the helpless little bitch you are. As with me and Albany.
You can't take my kids.
You a drug dealer. Of course I can. You should know I'm moving on with somebody else.
Ramona ain't raising my kids.
Tasha Ramona would be a great role model for Yaz and Tariq. Shit, I'll do whatever it takes to keep them away from your bad influence. Look, Tasha, I release you, okay? I release you from our marriage completely. Go ahead. Be Tasha Green, the half-smart chickenhead who'd still be in the fucking hood if it wasn't for me.
Welcome back, my power family. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button if you're feeling generous. And don't forget to share the video. Now, this is probably going to be the longest video I ever make, but let's dive right into it. The downfall of James Ghost St. Patrick. People are not going to like what I have to say. Just like in the rise of Tariq. That's what we're here to discuss. We all have different opinions. We all want to weigh in and give our thoughts on what we think is going on. Now, if you ask me, there's a lot of factors. There's a web of things that contribute to the downfall of the late, great James St. Patrick, a.k.a. Ghost. Or so we believe to be DOA, right? Now, first and foremost, I want to say this. From the beginning, from episode 1, I was like, this man is ruthless. Killer, cold, calculated, precise, accurate. Then I started to see a softer side later on down the series, but we're going to get into that. Let's digress. Season 1, right? Angela comes into the club, I believe episode 2. She's wearing the red dress. Easter egg. Devil in the red dress. That is not just a term. That is really a thing. Now, do I believe Angela is solely responsible for the downfall of James? Absolutely not. She is a pivotal piece, though, and it's not due to her love for him or how she moved with him. It's the fact that this man could not keep his eyes on the ball long enough when she was around. Now, you might say that's not true. Let's go into evidence supporting this. First and foremost, you go to Miami, you're going down there to do a job. You bring her with you. Error number 1. I'm going down here to kill somebody. I'm bringing my girlfriend along or my side piece. Unwanted baggage. Not doing it. However, she was already on the plane. This is the craziest thing. You could easily tell her to get off. But he didn't because he wanted her to go with him because they were talking about their life in Miami that they wanted to soon have later on. Okay, bro. That night you smashed her in the club. That should have been the end all be all. You got your rocks off. You're all set. You should have divorced Tasha correctly. This is just the thing. But if he had initiated the divorce, he would have lost half because that's what their prenup stipulations were. Bro, I'm losing it then. Because you know why? Rather to not be in something than to be in something unhappy. That goes for anybody that's going through this situation. If you and your partner can't come on agreements, then maybe it's time to talk about separating. Those two had a disagreement. James wanted out of the life. Tasha did not want to give up her lifestyle in which James was supplying, so she needed him to stay in the game to keep making illegal proceeds to fund what she wanted to do. All the meanwhile, James is running around with a side piece, a main piece. Bro, neglection of the children. I think he showed up to one Arena's plays. Great. Tariq, you were absent from. Once he figured out you had another girl, he starts talking off at the mouth. Roll the clip. And then it just spirals out. Him grabbing the gun, bringing it to school. Him starting to deal drugs, hit licks, drink, lean. He was just spiraling. Because guess what? He doesn't have his father around. And I'll tell you right now, Not having your father around or having a father figure can be detrimental to your mental health and cause you to spiral outward and do things you normally wouldn't do to be accepted by others who will give you that love and support of the things you should not be doing, all because you are missing that pivotal figure in your life to grab you up by the neck and tell you this is not the path you're going down. You're going to go down the right path, spend time with you, take you to basketball games, take you outside to go play sports, take you to martial arts, etc. Boys need their fathers just as much as their mothers. I digress. Back to the downfall. Angela, him neglecting Tariq, which ultimately caused Tariq to go against him, and then ultimately, and speculation is kill him at the end of season 6. I'm also going to throw in there that Tommy wouldn't let him get away either. Ghost always flirted with this idea of getting out, and every time he ran it across Tommy's like, no, I love this shit. That was one of his key lines, and Ghost realized like he doesn't want out the game, but I need to get away from him because he's always going to bring me back in if I don't, which then caused Ghost to set up a plan to kill Milan. But that was his own mistake because they killed Lobos, got him out the way. But then guess what? You owed Milan because you ended up killing the Russian. And then it traced back to you, Ghost. Everything comes around full circle, right? Now they're dealing with Milan. Milan puts a threat out there that I will kill Tommy if you don't back off. They set up this plan, kill Milan inside of his own warehouse. Now they're running the show. Well, Tommy's at least running the show from that side. But then he gets under Jason's thumb. That's another problem because now Tommy doesn't want to be under Jason. And then Ghost figures out a plan, kills him. Ghost just could not get from under his own but it wasn't just him. It's the people around him that contributed. If everyone had been on board with James getting out of the game, it would have been easier for him. But nothing's never easy, right? A lot of intangibles are going on. Not to mention he lost Raina. He wanted revenge for that. That was a big moment in the show. Us losing her. I say us, but that touched my soul, man. I know it touched everybody that, was watching. No Diddy. And that's the thing about it. He could not seem to get out no matter what. And then you have it to where it's like, okay, season 4, well, I think it was the end of season 3, Angela arrests you. Your childhood love, who came back into your life, that you thought y'all was going to be something, arrest you for the murder of Agent Gregory Knox because your fingerprints were left at the crime scene because you were too sloppy, dropped your glove. So, I mean, man, things just were not in James's favor. Not to mention, once they did arrest him for Greg Knox, they also tried to get him on drug charges. There was just a whole bunch going on in the show. And then towards the end, boom, Angela gets caught up. She's now involved. They charge her. They're going to charge them with the RICO if they don't figure out how to get from under it. Boom. Ghost ends up losing Angela. Now he wants revenge for Tommy. Everything kind of reverts back to what I was saying in the beginning. Devil in the red dress. Angela triggered a whole series of events that followed up when her and Ghost reconnected. Here's my thoughts. If they never got back in touch with each other, Ghost would have won, never got outed. But then again, Holly would have got dead regardless, because she was talking. But that just made the connections a lot simpler for them to piece together that James was the real Ghost. And then Greg ended up finding out. Angela kept it to herself because she had this disdained love for James, and she could not do it without evidence, and she didn't have it. So, and then it's like James ultimately put Angela on the chopping block because he wanted to save Tommy, because guess what? That's my brother at the end of the day. No matter how much love he had for her, he wasn't going to give up Tommy. But then he ultimately had to give everybody up. And I want to go over to season 6 because that was probably one of my favorite seasons. A lot of people don't like that season. They think it was drawn out. I actually like, Bearded Ghost, if you want to call him that. He was really on one in season 6. He was cutting people with his words so deep. I remember he called Latasha a half smart chicken head. He told Tay, all you know how to do is lose. He called Dre a bitch. He told Tommy, I don't need you like you need me. he told Tariq to turn himself in for Ray Ray's murder. Ghost was really on one at the end, and he did not care because guess what? That lieutenant or governor seat, lieutenant governor seat could not have been more shiny and in view of what he had set for himself to put in motion to get what he wanted. And at the end, it just cost him everything, man, because that just goes to show you. I say that to say this. I digress. Pay attention to your circle, because the people that you got around you could really pull you down and spiral you into a life that you don't want to be in if you allow it to. And that's the thing about it. Every time it looked like James had an out, he got sucked back in some type of way. No diddy. And he had to return to help someone or to help the case because it involved him going down for stuff. It just always seemed like my man was at a roadblock every time he turned around. I want to go be with Angela. Nope, you can't because she's a Fed. I want out the life. Nope, Tasha and Tommy won't let you. Yo, I just want to own my nightclubs. Nope, now Simon Stern takes them from you. Every single time he tried to do something to go in the right direction because he wanted to leave the life of crime alone, he couldn't, because there were just factors that happened stopping him from ultimately getting out of the life. Until I think James realized it at the end, and you don't have to, you know what I'm saying, this could just be the writer's thoughts. Maybe James was getting so lethal in season 6 with what he was saying to people because he ultimately knew the only way for him to ever get out the game was dying. And this is crazy. I don't think he wanted prison. That was never the option. But dying, I think he looked at that as like, this could be an option for me. Was he shocked to see Tariq holding the gun? No. Oh, you have to play dumb. He knew Tariq wanted him out his way because he could not stop Tariq anymore. And of course, Ghost plays a pivotal role in Tariq's downfall. Well, his rise and downfall, so to speak, and what he's doing now. But, bro, it just goes to show you, like, the writers could have wrote that in is where, like, Ghost was getting so violent with people, like, verbally, because he knew one of these people are going to try to take my life, and this is my only way out because nobody wants to let me ride off in peace because they all feel as though I'm, like, stopping them from doing something in their own lives when that's not the case. I think that's one way to look at the storyline is like, okay, James was trying to get out for so long that eventually he got to the point where he said, you know what, even though I'm trying to get into political office, even though I'm trying to do this stuff, the people and the powers that be do not want me to get out because all these people have this distinct hatred towards me because they feel like I ruined their lives. And maybe he knew that. That's everybody was going to truth that night to kill James. Just think about this. Sax, Pause, Tariq, Tasha, Dre. They all were going there to put a bullet in Ghost. The only one that didn't make sense to me was Tommy. But maybe Tommy was going to kill him too. You never know. And I just think maybe he was going there to have a conversation with him about Ghost wanting out and telling him, you know, congrats for, you know, your lieutenant or governor run and all that. But we don't know. He showed up and Ghost was on the ground bleeding out. So it's going to be very interesting to see, one, if they ever revive the character, or two, they just go ahead and give us some type of closure and just let us know he's not coming back. But hey, it's always going to be up in the air, right? Because this is the Power Universe. Anything can happen. You've seen Unique, right? So that just gets you ready to gear it up. But let me know what you think in the comment section about the downfall of Ghost and what you think contributed to his downfall. I'm ultimately going to sum it up to the people around him. I use Angela as the key piece because she was in the beginning that contributed to that. But ultimately, it was really the circle of people and things he had going on around him that contributed to him to ultimately, quote unquote, die, if you will. Anyway, leave a like if you want to. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, or if you already have, go ahead and share the content. As always, this is Conspiracy Kai. I'm out.